Happy video day, guys. Christina, Brooke here. Today we are doing another first impression on another palette that I did a Make Up Your Mind on, and I told you guys I'm kind of excited for. This reminds me of what we thought Natasha Denona's big retro was gonna look like, and I told you guys I couldn't wait to pick it up, and that is from Anastasia Beverly Hills. So we finally have a palette from Anastasia, and this palette is a Nouveau palette. I'm actually pretty excited, guys. You know, this is a really beautiful color story. If you guys saw my Make Up Your Mind, you know that the reason I'm picking this up is mostly because I really enjoy this color story. It got me excited. I thought that I could create some really cool looks with it, and I decided, let's give it a go. I know a lot of you guys are excited for a color story similar to this one because we have been talking about this for, how long has it been, guys? Like, what, 2 years, about Natasha Denona's retro, that we wanted it to look similar to this. And I got so many comments from you guys saying that yes, you wanted something like this. So I think a lot of us are so excited with the color story of this palette that I had to pick it up. So today I will be giving you guys my first impression thoughts, how I created this eye look, swatching it out for you guys, and yeah, just giving you guys a quick little feedback. This is available at Sephora right now. It will be linked down below. If you're not subscribed, don't forget to hit subscribe so you can follow along with my makeup and fashion videos. And let's go ahead and let's jump into it. So let's go over some of the details. This is a $55 US palette. It is a larger palette than Anastasia's typical palettes, and I will show you guys a comparison. It says that it has metallics that leave everything to the imagination with amped up neutrals, you know, all those fun little descriptions that they like to give us. But there is 3 pressed pigments in here, so just so you know, these are not intended for the immediate eye area, and I will tell you, a lot of people have absolutely no problems with pigments. My eyes are very sensitive, and when I do use pressed pigments, my eyes feel very dry the next day. It does not happen with every brand, and it does not happen with every pigment, but anytime that I see pigments are in palettes, I usually go which they are Paloma, this white shade right here, this one right here, which is called Metro, and Wisteria, which is the pretty purple. So those 3 shades are pressed pigments, and it's just manufactured different, and they could cause irritation to some people, not everybody. So I will be using these pressed pigments on my lids, and I'll let you guys know in my 5-day challenge if any of them irritated my eyes. Like I said, not every pressed pigment gives me an issue. Sometimes Anastasia's have though, so we will see about that in my 5-day challenge. Let me show you a quick comparison. So this is a regular Anastasia palette. This one's the Soft Glam, and this is her new palette. So she did increase the size of the pans. So her original palettes used to have 14 shades. These have 12. So you're getting 2 less shades, but you're also getting bigger pans. Personally, I liked the small pans because I don't go through eyeshadow that quickly. I mean, I've had these for so long and literally not hitting pan on any of them really. And all of her other palettes that are like this, I don't hit pans on. So I don't know what the idea was to increase the pan size, but they are charging a little bit more money, but they did get rid of 2 shades, but they did increase the pan size. I don't know, to me it seems like we're still getting the same amount of product, but I could be wrong. Let me know down below what is the difference here besides the fact that they're bigger pans but you're getting less shades. So the palette does have a 12-month lifespan, and it's made in the USA. The weird thing is her old palettes used to have an 18-month lifespan, and these have 12, so we reduced the lifespan by just a little bit. Now I do love the packaging. Look how beautiful this packaging is. I actually like this better than her velvety packaging. This gets all dirty, and this is definitely not going to get dirty. It feels like a textured material, almost reminds me of like a green denim. It's really pretty. I actually really like the inside. Looks very similar to her other palettes. Like I said, I would have preferred the smaller pans and 2 extra shades. The mirror looks nice as well. So when it comes to the packaging, everything, it's really pretty. I actually do like this little detail they included here. It looks a little bit more luxurious. I actually think that this palette looks more luxurious than her little velvety ones. Let's go ahead and swatch this together, and then we'll get into an eye look. So let's start off with the first shade here called Wings. And this is a beautiful like minty green. I'm obsessed with this color. So I did use it today, and I'm kind of obsessed. I really like the metallic as well. They're softer metallics, but they feel glidey, and they're really nice. I feel like they're very universally friendly, like to wear during the day or in the evening. Then we have this really pretty color right here, which is called Isle. I also used Isle today. It's a little bit more crumbly when you swatch it, but on the lids it worked really, really nice. It also has a really nice metallic effect, and I thought it was really pretty as well. Then we have the color Belle. This one I have not used yet, but oh my goodness, that has a really pretty glidey feel to it. Very, very nice, nice pigmentation. The next one is Wisteria, which is the pressed pigment. And pressed pigments typically don't swatch the best, so I'm not expecting anything out of this world with the swatching. It's a very pretty, actually it's a really pretty purple. Very pretty purple. Typically a purple like this I would have liked to use for the lower lash line, but because it is a pressed pigment, I don't like to put them so close to the waterline. Like I said, makes my eyes irritated. So that's kind of a bummer for me. So it's just a shame, you know, the way that I typically would have wanted to use that purple, the reality is I'm probably not going to be able to. Cross fingers, I'm gonna try it out. Maybe I won't get irritated. So the next color, which is called Lily, is a very pretty color. I also used it today. It's really pretty, like pink with all of these really cute glistening shades. I almost feel like it has a little bit of purple in it. Really, really nice. Super, super glidey, just like the other ones. I like it. The next one is called Hope. So Hope is a darker green, a real nice green smoky lid. That'll look really pretty with that. So the next one is Paloma. So this is another one that is the pressed pigment, I believe, not to be used in the immediate eye area. And it's a really nice beigey white. Like I said, not sure how much I will be able to use it, but hopefully I can. So the next one is called Floor. Floor I actually really like. This is like the type of peachy color that I really, really enjoy to use with greens, and it's kind of very similar. And this is basically the color that I love to use. So it's in between like a peach, but it also has like enough pigment for my skin tone to show up and make a difference. And I love to use it as a peekaboo shade underneath greens. So I'm happy with that. Liberty is a beautiful color as well. I'm actually really happy that this one's not a pigment because I will be using this color a lot. I really do like it. It's really, really pretty. Look at that color. So it's a really nice blending shade. You could use this all over the lid, but you could also use it to deepen out outer V's. So I like that. The next one is called Peacock. So this one's interesting. It's a shifty shade. So it looks blue, but and then it also shifts. So this one, so it has kind of like that pink underneath. I'm gonna be honest. It's cool. In theory, it looks really cool in the pan, and I like the way it shifts. Like, I don't know if you guys can see the shift. So I wonder if you could see the shift. It goes to like kind of like a pink depending on the lighting. But here's the thing is for me, those colors are kind of obnoxious because kind of how it looks on a swatch. In certain lights, it looks pink. In certain lights, it has like a little bit of a blue. I kind of feel like it makes makeup looks look undone, so I don't really love that shade. I actually wish it would have been this same blue with a bunch of little glitters in it. I think it would have been a lot better. So then let's go into Metro. So Metro is another one of the pressed pigments. It's a lot richer of a tone, similar to this one right here, but a lot more peachy. However, I wish that that one would have been just a brown. I think that would have been a little bit better. And then finally we have Muse, which is a really rich metallic brown with a little bit of green in it, and it's a metallic. It's really, really pretty, nice, basic neutral shade. So those are all the colors inside of the palette. I'll show you guys some daylight swatches so you can get a better idea of what exactly they look like. But yeah, so now that we've swatched it out, you know the details. Let's zoom in. Let me show you guys this eye look, and then I'll give you guys final thoughts. Look at that beauty. Oh my goodness, I cannot wait to try this on the lids. So what do we feel like doing today? Oh my God, this color Peacock is kind of cool. It's like a blue-gray. Very interesting. I really like this packaging too. So let's start off with Floor. Kind of use it as a base shade. I'm really hoping that this palette has good pigmentation. I love the colors in it, but we never know until we play. Okay, so first this color. This is a really nice light peachy tone. I think it's really pretty. It's blending well. That looks nice. Then I think what I want to do is, one thing I'm noticing is I wonder how deep Liberty is. I guess it's pretty deep. Right now I'm wondering if maybe it's missing like a deep brown for outer edge because this one has a little bit of a sheen to it. Maybe I can use that in the outer edge. Let's start off with this color called Wings here at the end. It's really pretty minty color. Look how pretty that is. Ooh, I like that. Let's put that on. Oh, that's really pretty. And let's blend it into Lily, which is also like a really soft, pretty goldy color. Blend it in the center. I really like this formula right now. The two I picked up feel very creamy and nice. I don't know why I was expecting for this not to be as good. I think that right now I like this metallic formula. Okay, so I'm gonna try putting this Liberty color in the outer V and see if it works. This is blending really nice. That looks really good, but what I want to try to do is grab a little bit of Muse, which is the deep brown. Just want to see if I could put that here without it being too shiny. I mean, it's working to deepen out that V, as you guys can see. Definitely worked. So that works. Okay, so let's bring this Liberty color on the lower lash line. Blend a little bit of the Fleur color. Let's grab a little bit of Isle. Let's grab a little bit of this color called Isle here. Put that in the center. Very cool. I'm gonna grab a little bit of Isle and just put it here in the center. Ooh, that looks pretty. Okay, give me 1 second. I'm gonna put some liner, mascara, finish off this look, and I'll give you guys some thoughts. I need to swatch this palette too, so let's get to that. All right, guys, so here is the final look using the palette. I also used the Anastasia Beverly Hills Liquid Lip in Ashton on the lips, and I put Lawless's Forget the Filler on top, which I always like to do that to kind of add a little bit of gleaminess, a little shininess to lips that are very matte. I'm really into that for the summer. So anyways, this is how I came up with the look. On TikTok and also on Instagram Reels, I'm gonna have a tutorial up on how I do my beach waves because I know that you guys have been very interested in it. And also there's going to be a video coming, get ready with me for wedding events. And I'm gonna also show you guys step by step of how I do the beach waves. So in case you're interested in that, be prepared. It's gonna be on YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram. So anyways, so let's go ahead and let's zoom out and I'm gonna give you guys my final verdict and what I'm thinking about. Okay, so you guys saw the eye look get created. I swatched it all out for you guys, showed you guys the details. Now it's time for you guys to find out what I think of this. So you guys know I haven't played with every single shade here, so I'm going to do a 5-day challenge where I'll be using this palette 5 days straight to really give it to you guys straight on how it works. But just overall first impressions, this is what I'm thinking. I think it's a solid palette. I think it has a really nice color story. This to me is beautiful, literally my type of color story. I love these beautiful neutrals with the greens. These are the type of greens that I love, neutral greens that I feel like they're so universally usable. You can use them during the day, at night. I think that they're flattering. To me, it's just a beautiful array of greens and this kind of like neutral color palette. Beautiful. I also love the incorporation of peaches because I just think greens and peaches look great. I love the incorporation of the bronzes, loving this like metallic-y shade right up here. I think it's a very beautiful color selection. I think it's a very well thought out palette. Now, complaints. Don't like that there's 3 pigments. I know that that does not bother everybody, and if it doesn't bother you, awesome. But if you're like me and pigments do irritate your eyes, anytime I see that, I go, uh-oh. That does not mean that these pigments are gonna irritate my eyes, because like I said, not every single one does. But when I do see that, it's usually a negative for me because I do know brands can create the regular eyeshadow formula in these same colors that don't do nothing to my lids, and they literally look the same. I will let you guys know if it irritates my eyes, but that being said, besides that, there is another little complaint that I have, which is I wish that there was one more matte that was a deeper blending shade in here. And I sometimes feel like when people do green palettes, I feel like sometimes they do leave out that one deeper matte that I really think is important. So in this palette, I would have thought that one similar to this right here in a matte would have been so useful instead of this metallic. I don't mind this metallic, and I wouldn't have minded it being in a metallic form as well, but I do wish that there was something around a really rich greenish brown to really deepen out outer V's, to create a little bit more drama to the lids. Yes, I was able to get it there. Yes, I gave myself some drama. Just how I envision these type of palettes, I'm missing that one matte in this selection. And I do believe that these two mattes, even though they are separate in color, on the lids, I don't think that they're gonna be like so different. Yes, one's gonna be a little brighter, one's gonna be a little duller, but because I know that this one right here is a pigment, I wish that she would have just given me a brown or something different here that wasn't a pigment. One that shifts the colors, personal preference. I don't love shifty shades, okay? So if you're somebody who loves shifty shades, you'll probably think that this is super cool. For me personally, don't love shifty shades. I would prefer something more like Patrick Ta's really micro glittered formula that's so beautiful on the lids versus a shifty shade. So that's just my personal perspective on it. Otherwise, I do think that this is really pretty. I think it's a beautiful palette. I think it was well designed. I do love the purple accent in here because I do think purples and greens look really, really nice together. And I love that it's like more of a fun purple color since we are in the summer and color is so in. And lavender actually is, and this kind of lilac-y color is so in this season. I don't think it's perfect for me just because of formulation, but I do think that it's going to be perfect for a lot of people. I do like the metallics in here. I think they're very similar to Anastasia's typical metallics. So like if I'll grab Isle right here, and I grab from Soft Glam Glistening. So this one here is glistening. If I just swatch it here, and then I grab Isle, I actually even think the formula is even more glidey, a little bit more crumbly, like it picks up a little bit more product, but it has a stronger effect than her original palettes did, because Anastasia has never been known for metallics that knock your socks off, like Huda or even Natasha is sultry, and you can kind of see how Lily, you see how it's a little bit more crumbly? It does pick up a lot of product, and it's a little bit more crumbly when you put it on the lids, and then you gotta have to like blend it out, but then it does a really pretty effect, and it is a little stronger than her original formula. So if you guys can see by the comparison between her original formula versus this one, there is an impact stronger when it comes to the metallics in her brand new formula. So she's improving the formulation here. Definitely, it's a lot more high impact. You know what the new metallics kind of remind me of? Have you ever used the Natasha Denona palettes that when you kind of put them on, they feel a little bit crumblier on your finger, and when you put them on your skin, you kind of see that it has like a little bit of like the bump still, and when you blend it, it kind of just goes boom, and it blends all over, and it just like drags for days. It has like that effect in some of these, which is kind of interesting because I don't remember Anastasia's metallics giving me like that kind of Natasha Denona idea. So either way, I think that this is really nice. Anastasia continues in this direction with picking these type of color stories and also creating really cool formulas. I think that this could be a new start for Anastasia Beverly Hills. So I think it's a really good palette. I think a lot of people are going to love it. If you are looking at this palette, I will tell you that I do think it's absolutely gorgeous, and definitely subscribe to my channel for my 5-day challenge where I'll use every single one of these. Let you guys know how the pigments reacted to my lids on my 5 days continuously using this. So don't forget to go ahead and hit subscribe if you have not already. And of course, if you're interested in the palette, I will have it linked down below. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.